If you could taste a person, what would that person taste like? That's the same thing like food. If you could taste someone's personality, what kind of descriptive words would you use with that? So as y'all know, I really want to focus on the psychology of food, right? So you can really tell the temperament of a person by the type of the food they eat. So as I discussed in my previous video, we have 3 different categories of food as far as like the personality. So we have the sattvic food, we have the ragistic food, and we have the tamistic food. So sattvic food is always freshly cooked and simple. It's juicy, it's light, it's nourishing. It increases the energy of the mind, and it produces cheerfulness, serenity, and mental clarity. So when you're thinking about sattvic food, you're thinking about food that is less processed and closest to the earth, right? So ripe, fresh fruits, almonds, dates, sprouts, cereals, wheats, tomatoes, plantains, turmeric, ginger, cinnamon, coriander, fennel, and cardamom. These are just some of the things that they listed in this book. The Ayurveda part of this book was actually part of my yoga book, which I thought it was cool, so it was nice to review some of these things. So basically, people who follow the sattvic way of eating are known to be clear-minded, balanced, and spiritually aware. So if you're looking for the path of spirituality, definitely choose a sattvic diet. Sattvic diet is going to be clear of meats. It's going to be clear of, well, they do eat dairy as well. But the relationship with dairy, especially in other cultures, I would say outside of the United States, are going to be a little bit different because we have a lot going on in our food. So when you're eating a sattvic diet, you're usually going to want to avoid caffeine, you're going to want to avoid alcohol, you're going to want to avoid tobacco, stimulants, any of those things that are not helping the body, that are in turn harming the body. It's going to stay away. It's going to move you further away from your spirit. So if you want to go more on a spirituality path, you want to eat foods that are going to build you up. You want to support that path. So ragistic food. Ragistic food, this is food that is also can be fresh, but it's heavy. That's going to be most popular out here, especially in the States. People who are more so like competitive, or they see competition or aggression in a positive way. So it includes like non-vegetarian foods, meats, fish, eggs, chicken. Foods can also be considered ragistic, right? So when we're thinking about like pitta, like fiery foods, we're thinking about chilies, peppers, garlic, onion. Like think about, the taste, the pungent flavors of those foods when you eat them and what they do to you. So when we're thinking about the personality of the food, it's very interesting. Think about the taste of the food, right? If you could taste a person, what would that person taste like? That's the same thing like food. If you could taste someone's personality, what kind of descriptive words would you use with that? So ragistic foods are like bitter, sour, salty, pungent, hot, and usually dry. So these flavors are usually the flavors that we associate with like tasty food, so something to keep in mind. Still can be nutritious, especially depending on what your goals are. If you're an athlete, if you like weight training, if you're like a business person, if you need these like ragistic, aggressive qualities, this food can be beneficial to you. Now, if you're looking to be more on a spiritual path, you want to be lighter, right? You want to be lighten up the body so you're able to transcend these different dimensions. Now we have tamistic foods. I do not recommend eating tamistic foods, but what I realize is a lot of the American diet is filled with tamistic foods. So these foods are going to include foods that aren't fresh, overcooked, stale, and processed, right? So basically all of our fun foods. So pizzas, ice cream, chips, puddings, jellies, fried foods, fermented foods, sweet, salty, fatty, our favorite foods. Thomistic. Anything processed, anything that is the furthest away from its natural state, the personality of that food is going to be ignorant, right? It's going to be dull. It's going to be, does not have life. So it's going to be lacking compassion and certain qualities that you would need as a human being to live a happy and healthy life. Tamas bring about stagnation, leading to degeneration of people's health. Right, so think about stagnation, what it means to be stagnant, not growing. Anything that is alive means that it is growing. So if you're not eating something that can grow, what is that going to do to you? You're going to be stagnant. So keep this in mind when you're choosing your foods. So people who eat really Thomistic diets, they usually suffer from intense mood swings, insecurity, desires, always desiring more and more, not feeling that level of satisfaction with anything, cravings, and unable to deal with others in a balanced way. So maybe acting out of states of reactivity, not thinking with clarity that the sattvic diet is going to provide. Unfortunately, eating like this for a continued period of time would lead you to those conditions that plague our community, such as cancer, heart disease, diabetes, arthritis, and chronic fatigue, feeling really tired all the time, low energy. The most energetic foods are going to be those foods that are from the earth. Fruits and vegetables specifically are going to give you a lot of energy. They're filled with energy. So when people are like, oh, I have low energy, go to the fruits, go to the vegetables. They are going to be your main source, and eat them raw. Eat them at their most raw form, and you're going to get the best result. So just wanted to share some nuggets with you. I haven't really had the chance to record much lately, and that's on my end. I've been working on a lot of different things at the same time, but wanted to get that out there to you. Just some nuggets of information. Like, comment, subscribe below. Look out for websites coming up soon, logos coming out. We're building Holistic Honey, Amadi Wellness. We're building. Bye.